Hey folks, welcome back to Law Creations. I just wanted to share a video in like my process of trying to find a good quality 3D printer, and I just wanted to contribute my video towards maybe helping you guys decide what's a good printer for you. Obviously it ranges in your budget and what your needs are, but mine is just for model making. I have an FDM printer for like diorama accessories. I find that works really well for diorama accessories, but in regards to models, you can't go wrong with resin. But in my search, I first started with an elegoo. So all my resin printers are elegoo. And I have a Mars 2 Pro, I have a Saturn, and I just purchased a Saturn 3. So all those three printers, I've had no problems with them at all. Very user friendly, very happy with the detail, and I just wanted to add more printers to the to my bench. So when I do print larger models, I can print multiple pieces on different printers. So anyway, in my search, I was deciding between a Saturn 2 and a Saturn 3. Saturn 2 was probably about $359. A Saturn 3 was roughly $399. So I went with the Saturn 3 just for $50 more. It's a newer model. And I know I would have been very happy with a Saturn 2 because I'm going to show you some details that I get on just the elegoo Mars 2 Pro. And I'll show you the details that I get on my Saturn, and then I'll show you the details on the Saturn 3. So the model you're looking at here is from Wicked Studios, and this was printed on my Saturn 3. It's a one-piece sculpture, and I had to shrink it down to like only 27% because I believe the normal size would have been about probably 12 inches height, and this one's probably only about 4. He is hunched over, but the model came out fantastic. Saturn 3, 12K resin printer. 12K is the resolution. Now, I am not an expert in regards to resolution and things like that. I'll leave that for those technical videos, but in regards to print, very happy. Extremely happy with the details on this particular printer. This is my second print on the printer, and my last video showed you my first print. So I went with something a little bit larger, and Wicked models are fantastic. If you're not aware of them, you can check out their Patreon. But just look at the crispness, the details, and so on and so forth. So very happy with this particular printer. Now I hear the Saturn 2 can print almost as beautiful, and I believe it. Absolutely. So I don't think you can go wrong with a 2 or 3. Just, go within your budget. I only went with the 3 because it was a little, it was just $50 more expensive than the 2. So I just went with the higher, newer model. That's all. That's what made my decision. And I'm happy I did because of the print quality. So this is the Saturn 3 Hulk that I printed. Now I'm going to show you a model that I printed on the Saturn 2. No, I'm sorry. I'm going to show you a model that I printed on the Saturn. I don't own a Saturn 2. So this particular model is from Loot Studios. This one has been printed and primed. And let me see if I can zoom out. So this one has been printed and primed, and this is just a regular original Saturn. Loot Studios. It's a fantastic model. I was stoked when this came off the printer. It's really a beautiful print, and the detail and to me is amazing. It really is, and you can't go wrong with a Saturn either. If you print something, it gives you this kind of quality, and this would look really nice painted up. Would the Saturn 3 Probably print it, obviously a higher resolution, and would it be a better quality? Possibly. Possibly. And I would say yes, but to the naked eye, probably. But it probably be a slight difference. But it would be a difference. But I can't get over the quality of this model in regards to a Saturn. It's a great print. And it's a great file, actually, by Loot Studios. And this one, I'm really happy with. It came out really good. I got a little more cleaning up to do, because when you prime it, you can really see the different defects in the model. But look at, you can see the wrinkles, and just everything came out very nice on this particular piece. So that is a Loot Studios model printed on my regular Saturn. And it wasn't the Saturn 8K, it was just the regular original Saturn. So Loot Studios model on the Saturn. And a lot of these I'm going to show you are from the Saturn. So this is also on the Saturn. It's a Nostafaru. And I think I've shown this before in my videos, but great model, Loot Studios. And painted up just to give him a little bit of color on him. And you can probably get a good appreciation for the details on this particular model. It's a regular Saturn. I mean, look at the fingers. Came out really nice. And the cloak in the back, and just the detail on this particular piece. This one was a lot of fun to paint, and I'll put him aside. But Loot Studios model on the Saturn. This is one of my favorite models I printed on my Saturn. This one here. This is another Loot Studios. But I'm going to, I will eventually paint this guy up and give him a diorama. But yeah, I mean, how can you go wrong with this, you know? And I know we strive for better quality and better, you know, details, and it's great if your budget can afford it. But if all you can afford is a Saturn, you can't go wrong. You really can't. I would be very happy with this quality, and I am. This is fantastic. I wouldn't hesitate to print anything I wanted to display on my elegoo Saturn, as well as the Saturn 3 and the Moz 2 Pro. The Moz 2 Pro is very limited, so I upscaled because I just wanted bigger build plates. But yeah, this is Loot Studios model, fantastic model, printed on the regular Saturn. So very nice quality. I mean, is there a difference? I mean, the size is a little bit of a difference, obviously, but yeah, I would say there is. This one appears to be a lot more, I keep saying crisper, but a lot more finer, I guess. But regardless, this is pretty fantastic. I'm probably not really doing it justice, because I should compare the same model printed off the two printers and then look at them side by side. But I'm just trying to give you folks an example of what you can print off of the elegoo Saturn, the elegoo 3, and the Moz 2 Pro. I mean, look at that detail on the back there. It's really nice. Yeah, so elegoo Saturn, yeah. Most of them were done on my Saturn, actually. Only because that's the one I've used the most recently. And I'm actually trying to find something that I printed on the elegoo Moz 2 Pro, and I really don't see anything, honestly. Let's see. All right, so let's see this one. This one is another Loot Studios. This one, once again, is the elegoo Saturn. Came out really nice. See the details? Can't go wrong. Beautiful model. This, again, here is the elegoo Saturn. It's an Executioner by Loot Studios. This one, the details are really amazing. I may print this guy again on the elegoo Saturn 3, but I can only imagine, you know, how much maybe cleaner it would look. But to be honest with you, that I can't imagine it being crazy amount of better detail. But I haven't played enough around with my 3 to really get an idea. But I'm not showing you the specs on the different printers, but what I am showing you is the details. So all of these are printed, I probably should have said it to begin with, but all these are printed with standard gray resin, elegoo, standard gray resin. I love the stuff, but honestly, it's pretty brittle. It's pretty fragile. So you have to be really careful with your pieces. And yeah, so and it's default settings. I haven't changed one setting on any of my printers in regards to when they came out of the box. I didn't even print the test pieces. I just wanted to dive into printing models, and I haven't had an issue at all with the default settings. And actually, I'm kind of afraid to mess around with the settings, only because resin is expensive, and honestly, I really don't want to ruin anything. And this one came off the elegoo Saturn as well. Just another Loot Studios, kind of like a ninja. Pretty cool. I'll show you a couple of painted pieces. This one, one of my favorite models, I'm pretty proud of. And this is a Christopher Lee Dracula, for you older folks that remember the older Dracula movies. So this one I painted. I printed, cleaned it up, and then painted. Very, very happy with this paint job. I still have a few touch-ups I need to do. And so the face, just to give you a quick look at the face I actually I gave it an initial coating of I think it was with Reaper Master Series tan flesh, light tan flesh. And honestly, I went in with a wash after that, cured it all, let it dry, and then I went in with some oil paints. And I did the face with oil paints because I find it so much more forgiving. If you make a mistake and you got more time than wet blend, you have more time. It takes a little while to dry, but to me, it's worth it in the end. I'm pretty happy with the eyes. I may have overdone it with the redness, but I am very happy with this. This will be a very nice display. And this model is from Fotis Mint. I think if you go on Printables 3D, he offers all his models at no cost, and they are amazing models. So let's take a look at a print from Eastman, a Patreon that I belong to. This one here is a Batman bust that I had put on a plaque, because I do plan on putting him on the wall. He's all painted, detailed. I just have to seal him and maybe touch up. Obviously, I got to touch up the plaque a little bit and seal it. But this was printed on my Saturn, as well as the Christopher Lee Dracula, printed on my Saturn. Came out very nice. Very happy with it. So this one was from Fotis Mint. This one's from Eastman. Let me show you a John Wick real quick. This one, I believe, is Eastman. I believe, yes, I think so. And it's a John Wick. Came out pretty good. Printed on my Saturn. And yeah, came out pretty good. I'm looking forward to painting him up. I think the main theme of this video is you really can't go wrong with any printer from elegoo, based on my experience. Will certain printers offer you better quality? Yeah, I believe so. I believe it does. Is the quality enough for you to drop $400 or $500 on a printer as opposed to $300? Probably not, but I think it all comes down to your budget. It all comes down to your preference. Me, I want to display these models, so I do kind of want to capture the best quality that I can, because it really makes it a lot easier, I think, to paint, the better the sculpt and quality. So that's pretty much the whole reason. And I had been saving for a Saturn 2, and then the 3 came out by the time I could afford it, and that's why I grabbed the 3. Did I grab the 3 because I thought it would be way, way different in quality? No. I purchased it. It has a little bit of a, bigger build plate than the regular Saturn. Obviously, it boasts a better quality, and based on the couple prints that I've already done, I can see a difference. But what I'm saying is, you go with what you folks want and just enjoy printing and enjoy the process. I didn't want to really get caught up in all the text and I didn't buy the Saturn 3 Ultra because, wireless printing to me isn't a big deal. I just save it to my card and plug it in, and what else does it have? It can print a little bit faster, but I don't really care about that. I stop my prints in the evening, I go to bed, and they're done, in the morning. So yeah, there's just different things. I have a nice heated room, so other printers offer a nice heat, a bed heating. For me, that doesn't matter, so that wouldn't play into my decision, because my printers are. It all depends on what you need and what you want that fits your purposes. I think that's what I'm trying to say, is don't get so caught up in the technicalities but I'll always, because my first printer was elegoo, I'll be a big fan of elegoo. The 3 printers I have are fantastic. So big fan of elegoo, big fan of just 3D printing in general, and I've been happy with the Moz 2 Pro, the Saturn, and now the Saturn 3, and I'll continue to use all 3. So I hope this is somewhat helpful for you folks. But I'll give you another really quick look at the Hulk, just to give you an idea of what can be accomplished on the Saturn 3. Yep, details are nice. All right, so I hope this was helpful. Probably a little bit rambling, but I wanted to do a video to encourage you guys to buy, what you can afford, and just enjoy yourself. Have fun printing and painting, okay? Take care, folks. Have a good night.